The Hawaiian Islands are all formed from shield volcanoes, meaning they don't explode dramatically upward, making tall pointy islands, but they just ooze out slow-moving rivers of lava, making very wide, gentle sloped mountains like Haleakala over on Maui. Or when you get to the Big Island, you'll see Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa. This whole island was just formed from one volcano, so it's just one big wide mountain originally. Since then, it's been carved out into all these separate canyons and mountains and valleys through erosion. This is all since the extinction of the island. As we climb up out of this canyon, you will see that erosion in process. There's waterfalls out both sides of the helicopter, continuing to expand this canyon. And we're climbing up into the 𝗛𝗲𝗃𝗃 swamp, the highest elevation swamp on the planet, standing more than 5,000 feet above sea level at its highest point. This is the primary watershed for the island. This swamp acts like a giant sponge, collecting the rainfall from the center of the island, soaking it up and squeezing it out into waterfalls and streams all over the island. This is also where you'll find a lot of our larger wildlife. We have pigs, mountain goats, and black-tailed deer, but none of them are native. In the Hawaiian Islands, our only indigenous mammals are the monk seal and the tiny Hawaiian bat. Everything else is brought over as livestock. These islands are too young from an evolutionary standpoint for many species to have naturally evolved here. Right now we're working our way out toward the one side of the island you can't drive to. Our road doesn't circumnavigate the whole island. It goes from the north around to the west. But the northwest coast is simply too rugged to build one. So that's where we're going. We will be descending a few thousand feet in a moment, so if you feel pressure changes in your ears, you can equalize that by pinching your nose, closing your mouth, and gently exhaling. And as we cross the cliffs, we'll be descending down into Kalalau Valley, right in the middle of the world-famous Na Pali coast. This is the largest valley on the Na Pali coast, about 3 miles front to back. A couple hundred years ago, Kalalau was a farming community home to more than 2,000 Kauaians. Today, the whole Na Pali coast is a state park, so you cannot legally live here. But we do have a few hippies down there who do anyway. We're going to hang a left turn here, head down the shoreline a little bit, make some turns. Got some beautiful cliffs I want to show you here. Then we'll head back the other direction.
Do you know how that basin was formed?
That was from a stream. A lot of the erosion you find on the Na Pali coast is from wind erosion, but each individual valley had a waterfall and stream that ultimately cut down into it. We've got some beaches down low to your left side. Low to our left shoulder is Kalalau Beach. A little farther up, the double beach surrounded by cliffs is Honupu. Honupu is featured in Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, and 6 days, 7 nights. Now, Honupu is a very sacred place. You cannot go to that beach by boat. It's forbidden. Kapu, to land a watercraft on the sands of Honupu, because the valley rising above the beach is an ancient Kauaian burial ground, the Valley of the Kings. They used to bury their chiefs, the ali'i, deep in the walls of Honupu Valley. Now, Kalalau Beach is the smaller beach coming up ahead at your 1 o'clock. That's the end of the 𝗛𝗲𝗹𝗶𝗰𝗍𝗃 Trail, a famous hike that goes all down the remainder of the 𝗛𝗵𝗊 ahead of us, 22-mile round-trip hike. National Geographic calls the 𝗛𝗲𝗹 one of the top 10 most beautiful hikes on Earth, but it's also considered to be among the most dangerous. There's a cliffside section known as Crawler's Ledge that's less than 8 inches wide. These are the beautiful 𝗛𝗲𝗹 Cathedral cliffs rising in front of us. I've also heard them called the children of the bird gods. The Hawaiians believe a long time ago the children of the gods looked down on 𝗛𝗲𝗹 Beach. They saw the mortals playing down there, looked like heaven on earth. Oh, we got a whale down there. They wanted to join in the fun. Unfortunately, they were late getting home. They busted curfew, so as punishment, their parents turned them into those beautiful stone spires to forever watch over 𝗛𝗲𝗹. Did he go down on us? I don't see him anymore down there. Or is he still there?
I don't see him.
Yeah, sometimes they just come up for a breath and then they dive. We'll look for more as we head farther along. And we'll pass back through 𝗛𝗲𝗹 Valley, where we descended into the Nepali coast a moment ago. There is a stream, the 𝗛𝗲𝗹 stream, that runs all the way through here. That was the one that originally cut down through this valley. But you'll see less waterfalls on most of the Nepali coast than you would have seen a couple hundred years ago, because there was a lot of irrigation tunnels and ditches dug all over the island back in the late 1800s to bring water downslope for the sugarcane fields. So it really rerouted a lot of what was here a few hundred years ago. Oh, this mist we're flying through. This is salt spray from the huge waves battering the coastline. We'll drop down lower in a moment and see those waves up close. Just incredibly powerful surf today. You can see the extensive weathering and erosion on these cliffs. This is the second fastest eroding coastline on Earth, second to the cliffs of Dover in England. We have a winter swell that's come into the islands. We're expecting 35-foot waves today, and we're nearly there right now. The waves will continue to get bigger as we wrap around the corner, and they're spraying 150 feet up the coastline as they batter those lava rocks. Up ahead of us at the end of the 𝗛𝗊𝗋, you can see the pointed peaks of Makana Mountain rising up against the clouds. That mountain was made famous in the classic movie South Pacific.